Moses Satralkar, Head of Advancement and Strategic Partnerships, Legacy School, Bangalore. Dr. Moses is a leadership professional in the field of international education with expertise in managing prestigious international baccalaureate and Cambridge schools, as well as developing collaborations between IB schools and universities worldwide. He has been involved successfully with institutional capacity building, business development, strategic collaborations, international education, teacher education, as well as international school administration for over 15 years. At the Legacy School, Bangalore, he is responsible for collaborative policy, strategic plans, and overseeing continuous progress for education development, business development, admissions enrollments, media, events, placements, and the alumni. He is also responsible for education administration and planning new training and research initiatives within the context of international school curriculum and teacher education. He supports the institution with parental communication, faculty development, and student development. Dr. Moses has also been Associate Director of a Swiss foundation that works in partnership with the United Nations Institute of Training and Research to promote youth leadership and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. He is qualified with an interdisciplinary PhD in science with keen interest in cognitive neuroscience and is completing an executive MBA specializing in education, management, and international business. Dr. Moses is widely traveled, has worked collaboratively with accrediting bodies for international schools, and has been a visiting administrator to British and American universities, has published as well as presented several academic research papers.
Moses Satralkar, positively glowing with enlightenment here today. Sir, very anxious and eager to hear about your viewpoints. You've been such an eminent figure in education, a leader across the board. Sir, over to you for your viewpoint on this particular subject.
Good evening. Thank you, Ms. Jyotsna, for having me here today for this webinar. Well, let me get straight to the concept of developing a research bent of mind in schools. Research is actually defined as the systematic investigation and study of materials and sources in order to establish facts by analyzing experimental data to reach new conclusions. Research is a word that originates from the French word rechercher, which is to seek and search out the truth. Not many people know that research is actually seeking out the truth. So research essentially is a valuable tool to understand the complexities of any problem, disapprove myths, and actually create new knowledge that is reliable and authentic. Research skills are absolutely vital in today's schools, especially in today's age of misinformation. Now, research methodology could be quantitative or qualitative. We all know that. Research could be taught in schools at senior secondary or high school through project-based learning or experimental inquiry or through academic writing. Moreover, types of research could be primary or secondary or tertiary, conducted basically through literature review, questionnaires, or experimentation to collate information. Thereafter, application of data analysis gives much deeper understanding of the concept to certain facts, to test the hypotheses, come to conclusions, and enhance specialization in a domain area. The research process directly influences an individual's bent of mind and reorients neural networks in the brain to foster sharper thinking capacities. It enhances critical thinking and analytical skills in real-life situations, facilitates greater decision-making and problem-solving skills, defines broader academic interests, provides better career choices, as well as personal aspirations for students. Most importantly, it develops an ethical bent of mind, which is intellectual, has superior logical reasoning, which empowers individuals with confidence and creative independence. Now, a few examples of how research skills are being developed in students studying within the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program are through the Theory of Knowledge, Extended Essay, and Group 4 projects. And of course, in Cambridge schools, the unique Global Perspectives paper also focuses on research skill sets. I will quickly summarize how this is organized in international schools, and it is fascinating. The TOK is a 1600-word essay based entirely on lateral thinking. It inspires students to reflect on critical questions, including how do we know what we know? It encourages students to become more aware of their own perspective and even question existing information if need be. This makes students more open-minded and evaluative in their approach towards knowledge. It helps them connect back to real-life situations, develop intercultural and understanding, and no longer take knowledge for granted, but evaluate it in an unbiased, objective manner. The extended essay is an independent, self-directed piece of research where students spend considerable amount of time experimenting on a particular subject of interest. They learn how to write an academic paper of approximately 4,000 words by following all formatting and referencing guidelines. They learn how to do reference work and write independently. Of course, they are guided, and the overall skill sets they develop prepares them for academic studies at university level. The Group 4 project is a collaborative and multidisciplinary activity which encourages IB diploma program students to appreciate environmental, social, and ethical implications of science. This is particularly for science students. Moreover, even the approaches to teaching and learning, or ATLs, have clusters in different IB programs. One of them is application of research into teaching practice, very useful for faculty members. The Cambridge Global Perspectives subject, again, is a rather unique area which encourages awareness of global problems, and faculty offers students a range of opportunities to explore current situations worldwide through inquiry, research, and collaborative work. Overall, I am quite certain all accrediting boards in all schools, whether national or international, are quite interested in developing a research bent of mind in students and faculty. It is just a matter of choice and taking adequate steps necessary to ensure we introduce research studies meaningfully in all our schools. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's additionally interesting hearing from you because you bring perspective from so many different systems, so many different boards, and so many international forums as well to this particular platform. It's interesting to hear, we just talked about CBSE a little while ago, but you are bringing in perspective from the IB and the Cambridge side of it. So that's really adding a lot of, richness to this entire discussion. So we will be coming back to you, sir, for some other points. That is what this program is all about. That is the delight of this program, that we are bringing together the systems of education to create bridges, to create, pathways to take them towards a better future. So now I'll come over to Dr. Moses Satralkar. Sir, your wish list from the university, whatever your thoughts are on how the university can make this transition better, as well as a quick note on your ideas about CUET, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether the board exams should be held more applicable. What are your thoughts?
Thank you for that question, Ms. Jyotsna. And of course, despite the mitigating circumstances, we do have academic examinations being conducted in schools worldwide. And there are competitive examinations, as you've mentioned a few. But today we are discussing about research and developing a research bent of mind and developing critical skill sets to find out the truth through a certain systematic process. Of course, competitive examinations encourage memory-based learning, and we have to represent that. The students have to represent that in the examination papers. And most of these competitive examination papers have a preset answer key. So there is a bit of a dichotomy of sorts, whether we develop research bent of mind in students and assess students based on their intellectual reasoning and creative, innovative bent of mind, or do we ascertain their memory-based result and whether they are more competitive in that area. And so at the moment, the entire competitive examination scenario is purely based on examinations which have a preset answer key. So, well, maybe in the future situation will improve and the method of assessment will change. But if you ask me, definitely there is a lot of collaborative success in schools and universities coming together to develop research bent of mind in students to enhance future possibilities. Now, research in education has enabled significant progress to be made in curriculum development and reforms, educating learners with difficulties, understanding the individual differences and preferences in adapting methods of instruction to the needs of learners. There is quite a few who have interacted and collaborated with universities through research and knowledge sharing activities. These learners have benefited through workshops, conferences, invitation of guest speakers, organizing structured internship programs, teacher training projects, academic teacher certification courses, or even undertaking joint projects in educational development, action research, special education, educational technology, or psychology. Personally, I have been a great believer in building bridges between schools and universities, and I'm happy to mention that I have successfully done so. Unfortunately, at this point in time, very few faculty members in schools actually have the opportunity to engage in primary or collaborative interdisciplinary research. It is not a cultural phenomenon yet in India. However, the situation is improving and this culture is building up. Those faculty members that are actively engaged in educational research admitted that pursuing further research actually enriched their professional career. It benefited them by enriching their pedagogical expertise, helped them become effective learners, helped them improve their teaching styles, plan and differentiate instruction in classrooms, understand learner needs, and implement educational technology better. Few progressive schools do incentivize the concept of innovation and collaboration with higher educational institutions and facilitate research-oriented learning or conferencing for faculty development and appraisals. In the context of the larger debate about what works and why, research with universities definitely helps teachers in schools connect sources of information, strengthen reference materials, and develop networks of professional support. Universities and schools can also work together for understanding educational policy organizationally, develop social welfare and youth leadership projects, and so many other scenarios. Now, with the national educational policy becoming a reality, the concept of flexible learning pathways that it elucidates is going to make research a very important scenario in schools. I won't be surprised if school students articulate learning in different ways right in middle or high school with universities. They will take up projects, gain credit points, take up special certification, have mentors who are university project guides, and also look at internships in national research centers and esteemed universities globally. A lot of virtual training programs are also being conducted by universities to handhold schools. Most important to note is that universities assist career counseling departments of schools. This is essential for organizing student placements into undergraduate programs worldwide. The interaction between university professors and school teachers is also effective for building an academically inspiring community of learners. Hence, school students and faculty members definitely benefit from university-level partnerships significantly. So thank you very much, and I hope I have been able to articulate my ideas and my wish lists as to why universities and schools need to work together in developing a research bent of mind. Thank you.